Hi everyone. Alright, welcome to this space if you're new here, and welcome back if you're returning. Okay, so before we begin, I'd like to mention a message that wants to be shared this month. So it's been a while since this all started, and therefore there's been a lot of work put into things, a lot of time. And even through all that time and experience, the intention's baseline is always the same. You know, that the effort is meant to help that which seeks it. And because of that, well, lots of people get to walk together, and that feels good. And sometimes that which you were walking with, you part ways. Sometimes that stays, you know, but it always changes because each person is walking their own pace, you know. So I hope this message is of service and you find what it is that you're seeking for. Okay. Let's see what your cards are. Well, it's almost like this is like a well. And if you come to the edge and you look down into the center, we have a mermaid. Mermaid. This card's called the Deep End. So someone's like swan diving. It's a great acceptance here in the heart, right? A great surrender, really. I feel as if this is present energy. And it has to do with who and what. Which has strings into the past, right? Like the roots deep down at the bottom of this well. Let's see what's at the bottom of the well. Horseplay, the Scarlet Woman. Okay. Whoa. And the turtle. Who had these? Somebody else had these two cards. But they were at the top, and this is at the bottom. Fascinating. Okay. So someone's trying to find their true self. Not just the pretty self, not just the perfect self, but the real self. There's something down. And there's something about a range, the range of something, or one who... It's like exploring a space. It's almost like you get to the bottom and you realize that there's actually... You couldn't tell by looking at the top. You had to go all the way to the bottom to be able to tell that there's this whole other sub-world that has its own... paths, which I guess could lead to new wells, like new places. There's a guardian down here though, and it's a woman, it's a female spirit, and she's strong. She's really strong. It's like you have to show who you really are to be able to find some kind of, there's animal medicine down here too. It's like the nocturnal version. It's like a sub-layer version of these other kinds of medicine. this other kind of, maybe you have to free these, you have to free something down here. But you you have to answer the question of whatever these eyes are asking you. What do you feel like this is asking you? Where did you come from? The castle in the clouds. Wow. So it's almost like Aquarius, Pisces, Scorpio. It's like if you dig long enough, you're going to end up back. Well, wait a second. What do I see? Well, see, there's more opportunities around you than one even realizes. But there has to be something that's overcome here to be able to have the opportunity to try new avenues, right? Holy. Okay, sometimes we're not supposed to dive so deep where we just keep, that's what I saw. There's no need to just keep digging, trying to, I mean, are there parts of things that need to be known? Yes, but to dig and dig and dig and dig and dig, it's like there are some things that are meant to be left alone, right? Most cultures anciently never dug much below the ground, right? They built atop of it. They were trying to go towards God or towards heaven, not down in these depths, right? Even their dead is given to the vulture or buried like the native mounds, right? It's all like above ground. Fascinating. Well, someone's not afraid here. There's a great bravery, but it's a little bit scary on the sides. The turtle and the horse. It's not even the tortoise and the hare. It's the turtle and the horse. Just a minute. So you... So whatever this feminine, like, keeper of knowledge is, well, they know who they really are. Good, bad, and ugly. They're honest. Somebody's honest here. Like they've been through enough to be able to finally be honest. Good. You know, what am I seeing here? When one isn't ready for a lesson, and you try to force, right? Oh, I'm going to dive deeper. If you try to force something, and then someone is not ready, well, I guess you can't force when something isn't ready. It's a fly on my foot. These are really strong cards. Just a minute. What do you feel like you've had to sacrifice in your life? Where do you feel like you sacrificed or were forced to sacrifice something? You know, someone feels like they had to do this because of that, which stopped this other thing. What was that? What was that in the past? Or what is that for you? Someone has I see the words profound understanding of what is appropriate because of what has already happened. They're aware of it. It's like, it's about risky behavior. You know, there's not an ignorance to it. There's a really deep, like, oh man, like, it's like someone can't forget. And because of that, that's a hard memory too. And because of whatever that is, it causes someone to not do certain things. Now, for the most part, I actually feel like this could be something that really can help you, help a person to do the right things. But there's a certain level, again, of deeper, 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 deeper. It can get into this place where it can actually block a person from blossoming because they're so protected. Because then there's this blockage. It like slows down certain things. But I guess for whatever reason, there's something that the turtle is actually blocking some kind of negative energy from coming out. But there's something about not trying to go too deep, too far. Sometimes it's just like that would also, I guess, it's going both ways. It's going both ways. Make sure when you open the door, make sure before you open the door, you know who is what for. You know, make sure you know who's knocking on the door before you invite, before something goes in. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes you have to, again, that memory that reminds you, oh goodness, well goodness, when this happens, then that happens, and so I'm not doing that because that's dumb. That's actually what I said. Someone brought it back into a human thing, and that's fine. Even though it's a spiritual lesson, that's good. It's just like, no, that's not smart. But again, you want to make sure that there isn't something like this that's blocking you from believing in accomplishing your dreams or your desires, or even coming back into something that you really believed in, that you wanted to create, that you didn't have an opportunity to create before because there were other pressing matters. I feel like this message has come. Has already arrived, right? How many layers are in it? How many layers are in it? Maybe you want to just make sure that you're keeping count when you're going down or going up a little bit. Something about the layers of it, so that you realize how far you're going, or how far you've been. And then you can figure out how to get back to the center point, because you kind of need to do that without feeling like you're spiraling too much. Does this make sense? Now, what is your memory around a turtle? There's turtles, right? Tortoise, what? It's a shelled. They're always home, right? The turtle is always home. It's never can go without home, but it's the biggest lesson in relation to abandonment of home, right? A lack of home, the love of your mother, even your siblings, your family. The turtle has a lot to do with deep connections with family, but it doesn't necessarily have the physical connections with it. So it has to come to know what the feeling of home is. To, I guess, know what the feeling of being comfortable in one's own skin. You know, being comfortable in all the places. Okay, so you get to the bottom and you actually take, okay, because the path to the horse, the path, that sub-world that went into the memories of the past that are difficult, that caused you to teach you what's right and wrong. That's a hard path. I guess this could be like a repeat of a situation if you went that way. But whatever we just talked about gives the opportunity that you get past the Scarlet Woman, you pass the test. The turtle then protects you from whatever this old well is, and you avoid additional unnecessary sacrifice and an overpowering feeling of fear, and you come up underneath it because she can swim. There's this, it's like a crocodile, there's like a path over here. Which brings you back up into the castle and the clouds. With Maya, the one who spins. Wow. Okay. What are you trying to create right now? What do you believe is helping you? What do you believe? What do you believe? Moon in Scorpio. Mars in Pisces. Or Mars in Sag. Mars in Fire, too. Alright, that's another story. Well, thank you so much for being here. I hope this was of service. Thanks for allowing me to read for you. And I do hope this helps some way, somehow. I'll talk to you next time. Peace out.